the mic. So thanks to coming for our AGM. I want to thank the generous support of the Red Deer County, City of Red Deer, and the provincial government. The Red Deer Regional Airport is set to begin phase 1 real soon, our $15 million runway expansion plan. Once complete, these infrastructure upgrades will allow the airport to attract low-cost airlines, cargo operators, and aircraft maintenance. As we've heard before now, more than ever, aviation and related businesses are actively looking for alternatives to continually increasing costs associated with operating out of the larger airports. So before we get into Graham's presentation, I want to introduce you to our Airport Authority members, our board members. So when I announce your name, either stand or wave, whatever works better. Al Tate, Ray Miller, John Donald, Dan Fairbrother. Dan's not here. I thought tax season was over, so don't know what's going on there. Al Lucas, he's here. He's the guy with the Flames and Oilers jersey. He's a little indecisive. Corey Kahn, John McKenzie. And then our Chair of Business Development is Casey Setters. Chair of Audit and Finance, Peter Clow. Chair of Governance and 2021 Board Chair, Ian Park. And Ken Shulsky, Chair of Executive Review and current Vice Chair. We knew that was something was going to happen. I think he's a Toronto fan, so he's a little confused, but I think the Toronto fans probably need another team in the spring anyway, as we all know. So at that, I will let Graham come up and give the rest of the presentation.
Thanks, Garrett. Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for taking the time out of your busy days to come here and get an update on the ongoings of 2021 as well as what we can expect for 2022. Just a reminder that we've got a couple prizes to give away immediately following this presentation. One for a introductory flight with Skywings Aviation. And then we've also got a return ticket anywhere on the Lynx Air network. 3 low-cost carriers now in Canada. We've got Flair, we've got Swoop, and now we've got Lynx. So good luck. As far as 2021 goes, not a bad year. Definitely could have been worse, could have been better, but all things considered, the state of the economy and the lingering effects of COVID, we actually did quite well. So our revenue was just a tad over 769, which is really no change to 2020. So operating expenses just a tad under 1.5 million. That's down 4% over 2020, and we ended up with a surplus of about $85,000. Of notable accomplishments, we have no incidents or accidents resulting from airport deficiencies, so the policy, process, or infrastructure. And I really want to take the time to give a shout out to the operations team, Derwin Hine and his group of fantastic operations specialists, as well as Lindy McDermott, our Director of Safety and Security. They do a fantastic job managing safety and security at the airport, and that is super important to us, and I'm sure as the tenants in this room can attest to, that's something that is really important to them as well. So congratulations on that, and couldn't be more pleased. So as far as capital projects go, it was the refurbishment of Apron 3. We finished that on time, slightly under budget, which is good. And most importantly, we continue to set the stage for what is going to be an exciting and busy 2022 and beyond. As Garrett alluded to earlier, we are currently underway with our airport expansion plans. Just as a quick recap, we're actually into phase 1. That's a $15 million expansion. $7.5 million grant from the provincial government and $3.75 million each from the city and the county of Red Deer. So we really appreciate that. And the whole purpose of that, that project consists of widening the main runway 1735 from 30 meters to 45 meters, as well as we need to widen the strength of the taxiway and our main apron. The whole purpose of this phase is so that we can accommodate larger aircraft, not just for passenger service, but also for charter service as well. So we've had discussions with a number of organizations on the potential to bring increased charter service to Red Deer, which would involve larger aircraft, 737s. And also we're very interested in pursuing our cargo opportunities, heavy aircraft maintenance, those types of things. So that in itself is what was really driving the widening of the runway from 30 to 45 meters. Project actually starts, I believe we're sticking a shovel in the ground on May 24th. And right now it's on schedule to be completed for October 15th of 2022. So that's pretty exciting. Phase 2, which is in a planning process, is right now consists of us constructing a new low-cost terminal and expanding our main parking lot. And the whole purposes of phase 2 is so that we can support one Boeing 737 capable of carrying 189 passengers, as well as up to 400 plus vehicles. And really what's driving that, the whole initiative is really we want us to be able to a better position to support Red Deer's vision of becoming the #1 event destination by 2030. There's just a tremendous amount of things, good things going on in Red Deer. We're really well situated to capitalize on some future events. You know, we'd like to play a more active role at CFR, and we've also got the Formula One air racing coming to the Red Deer Airport in 2023. And Nancy is going to talk a little bit more about that right after this. Right now, our target completion date is April of 2023. That's when we are hoping to have our first passenger flight in here. We're currently waiting on some feedback from the feds on a couple of grants that we've applied to. And in essence, that would allow us to get that project going. And more importantly, you know, we're expecting to try to complete this project with next to no debt on our books. So that's something that we are really determined to do. We don't want to be like other airports where we just keep adding to the debt pile. You know, as a low-cost secondary airport, that wouldn't work well. In the end, we'll just end up like every other airport where you just keep upping fees and for just about everything. So that's not where we want to be. We want to be able to capitalize on the opportunities out there. So managing our money is really important. And then lastly, phase 3, that's all mostly to do with civil works. So we'd like to extend the main road that comes in through Springbrook right up to the north, it's Township Road 374, as well as be able to provide access to all the utilities required. So the whole purpose of that phase objective is to support aviation-related businesses such as cargo, heavy aircraft maintenance, repair facilities, etc. So that's that 800,000 square meters that we've got at the north end of the airport. And right now it's, lack of a better term, we're kind of landlocked, right? So we can't really access it. So it makes it challenging for us to properly market it, not knowing exactly when we would be able to provide access to that land. So we're working on a grant specifically with the federal government that'll help us get that project going. And like I said, that'll lead to really large-scale growth at the airport. That's where all the additional jobs will come from, both part-time, skilled, unskilled. That's really what's going to generate a good chunk of tax revenue, which is important, as well as, you know, play a big role in helping with the economic diversification within Central Alberta itself. So there's good opportunities out there. We're well positioned. It's just a matter of making sure that we can get the infrastructure in place to support these opportunities. So that's those are the three phases as it stands now. So I'm now going to turn it over to Nancy. She's going to give you an update on all the good things that we're doing within the community itself, and there's a tremendous amount going on, and just give a little bit more information on the Formula One air racing that we got coming next year. So, Nancy.
Thanks, Graham. Thanks everyone for taking the time for being here today. It's really important to be able to share this information with our community, and we really appreciate you being here for that. The Red Deer Airport fulfills its core value of social responsibility by ensuring a strong presence within the region we serve. This community leadership helps us achieve brand recognition and awareness, develop partnerships within our region, as well as enhance our presence through giving back to local events and nonprofit organizations. Being actively involved in our regional partners has allowed us to support their initiatives and goals, and allowed that support to collaboratively work together in our initiatives as well. For brand recognition, we have increased our brand recognition with the involvement within our community, and this has allowed us to become a leader in the airport industry. We have seen an increase in all of our social media channels and website engagement. And if you haven't had a chance to take a peek at our new website, please hop over to flyreddeer.com and take a look at that. We also continue to drive our education to the region about our airport through marketing engagement, education opportunities, to ensure that we are leaders of communication as we grow. One of the brand recognition items that was brought to our attention recently was just to make sure that you know what our logo means. So our logo is a really key, important part of our brand. So our logo has three colors in it. The orange color represents safety, the green represents security, and the blue represents service. All of those are key to our success at the airport. Throughout 2021, the airport was able to partner with organizations across the region to build a sense of community and support the development of business within the region. We were proud to partner with many wonderful organizations. Some of them include Red Deer County, City of Red Deer, Tourism Red Deer, Central Alberta Economic Partnership, Harvard Historical Aviation Society, Red Deer Flying Club, NAV Canada, Tucana, Casera, ZS Holdings, Aero Limousine and Sedan, Springbrook General Store, Cutie Pies, and Recovery Lab. These partnerships allow us to be leaders within our region and to assist on projects that will bring both investment and growth to Central Alberta, as well as awareness to aviation. We were able to collaborate with 12 additional organizations to help with 10 local events. These events included CFR, Canadian Finals Rodeo, things like a drive-in movie, Springbrook Days, virtual Santa visits for the little kids at Christmas, Santa Claus Parade, business after hours, and many more. We were also able to donate many hours of volunteer time into community initiatives around the region. Participating and being present within our region ensures we are building awareness for YQF, but also ensures we are doing our part to support the events and functions that are important to you, our community. We look forward to the events that we're able to support in 2022. To 2022, we also will continue to be a leader in community involvement, creating awareness of the impact of aviation, opportunities in aviation, as well as job opportunities and careers as the Red Deer Airport has increases and grows within the region. So, thank you.
Thanks, Nancy. Yeah, that's going to be super exciting. You know, we really wanted to do something different at the airport, something that just wasn't good for the airport, that was going to be really good for the entire community. So I think we're talking about $92 million of economic impact, 20,000, 30,000 people a day. So it's obviously something that is going to take a great deal of work, like I said, it's something that I think we should all be looking forward to. It's going to be pretty exciting. So as far as 2022 objectives go, as far as from a business development perspective, we're kind of focused on 3 specific areas. Obviously, our existing business over the last couple of years, we've been able to support our existing businesses and helping them grow, which is really important. I think there's an old saying that 80% of new business comes from existing business, so making sure that we meet the needs of our existing customers is really important, especially as we move forward here and grow the airport. Focused on passenger service opportunities that we're looking at are all focused on the low-cost carriers. It is very unlikely that you're going to see Air Canada or WestJet proper in here. That business model is not conducive to the airport itself, as we found out in the past. So we're also focused on cargo opportunities, as well as land development. So we've got some commercial retail opportunities for the south end that should hopefully come to fruition. That's in coordination with phase 2, the new terminal, introduction of passenger service. So that's pretty good. And then we've got 800,000 square meters at the north end that we're hoping to develop in the next couple of years. From an operations perspective, obviously, we're going to continue to focus on safety, security, and service. I've often told people I'm in the service business. I provide a service for a fee, and that's something that is really important to us, and making sure that we never forget that. So that's why it's embedded in our logo itself. So in addition to that, obviously, phase 1 of the airport expansion plans is going to keep us busy. From a community leadership perspective, we're going to continue to advocate and support local events. We've got Westerner Days, and we've got CFR, we've got a number of different events coming up. So we're going to continue to play an very active role in supporting the community, as you would expect, and get back to hosting some airport events. We really did, we were gaining some momentum there before COVID hit, and unfortunately, that took the wind out of us and a lot of people. But we do have the Booze Scoot and Barbecue coming back, which is an event that we hold, I believe it's in July. So that's something that we all have to look forward to. So eventually we want to get back to the Props and Pistons Show and Shine that we had going a couple of years ago. That was excellent. We'd like to bring that back as soon as we can. From a financial perspective, it's very important to us that we develop business plans that make sure that this airport is going to be financially sustainable in the next few years. So we set an expectation on ourselves that we're going to grow our revenue by 5% every year, and hopefully that'll grow with the introduction of passenger service and some other opportunities that are coming to the airport. Obviously, managing our expenses and capital projects is really important to us as well. So we've never been over budget on a capital project, and that's something that is very important to us, and we're going to continue to manage those very aggressively. So having said all of that, that's pretty much it. So I will turn it back over to Garrett for some closing remarks, and then take any questions that anybody may have about anything that we spoke about today, or any other questions that you may have. Garrett?
Thanks, Graham. I was kind of hoping for some puns, COVID grounded us, and we're just taking off now and stuff like that, but obviously Graham's not the punster. I'm here for the comic relief, not Graham. So, just as mentioned earlier, we had tremendous support from the city and the county, as well as the province and our elected officials. Administration too, from the county and the city. A lot of people don't recognize how much they do behind the scenes. The politicians are usually out in front And sometimes they take the heat too, but a lot of the heavy lifting is done behind the scenes. So I just want to recognize administration from the county and the city while everybody's here, and that's Sandra Badry with Red Deer County, Curtis Hertzberg, County Manager, Tara Lodewick, City Manager, and John Senema, Economic Development, and he wears multiple hats. And for those of you that don't know, we're in Division 2 of Red Deer County right now, and our councilor, Lonnie Kennett, is here as well, representing county and his area. So if you've got any questions about Division 2 right now, or the paving, you can talk to Lonnie. He's the guy in the jacket with the blue shirt, and he'd be happy to talk to you after. That takes some heat off of us.